What's up? Welcome to S5 Studio. My name's Sonny Carson, and today we'll be going over one of my solutions to getting a pro home recording. This video is a continuation of our last video called Creating a Template. So if you hadn't gotten a chance to check that one out, I'll advise you to do so now. What we'll be going over today is just a few techniques that can be applied to any setup, but we're going to specifically stick towards the Antelope Edge Go microphone. What the Edge Go microphone is a studio quality professional microphone and a USB-C high quality interface all in one. The Edge Go is considered a modeling mic. What that means is that it's able to take the sound of about 18 other classic vintage microphones. We have the ability to set that up inside the software. Let's take a look. We'll launch the Antelope launcher. This is where we can see which Antelope devices are on our system. Right now, I currently own an Antelope Goliath and an Edge, but today we're focusing on the Edge Go. So let's do so. The cool thing about the Edge Go is like you have 18 microphones at the edge of your fingertips. Let's go through some of these mics. They have emulations that emulate a Sony C800. They have a U67, a Neumann U87. One of my favorites, an Elam 251, a Neumann U47. We'll use the U87. It's very similar to the universal audio platform where you can use built-in chips to emulate mic pre's, compressors, and EQs. I can set these settings up as if I have physical analog hardware. This is before it goes into Pro Tools. One of my favorite chains that I actually use is the BAE 1073. They actually have an emulation there, so we'll use that. So I know which settings to dial in. Traditionally, I record into a compressor, but today, I don't think that that's necessary. But I'll show you some of the compressors that come with this microphone. One of the optional real-time effects I use is Auto-Tune Synergy. Auto-Tune can be used at this level, which is the level that is actually before the DAW. If you use it at this level, the audio that you record would be printed to your track, meaning you can't make any changes. There would be some instances that I would do something like that, but for now, we won't. So once we're finished choosing the correct microphone and the settings, we can just close this out. And I have an option of saving presets. And what I'll do is leave one in the description box for you guys to follow along. And if you're interested in getting a custom setting for me, you can always hit me up on Instagram. DM me at S5everything. I've chosen my microphone, my mic pre, and an additional EQ just to clear out some low-end rumble. I'm gonna actually keep this open and you'll see why in a few minutes. Let's open Pro Tools. Because I have a few different interfaces on this machine, I wanna make sure I choose the correct playback engine. So my playback engine is gonna be the Edge Go. Now I'll create a new session. I'm gonna use the S5 2020 template, which is very similar to the template we set up. I'll create this session on the desktop and I'll name it Sonny's Edge Go. The first thing we want to do is bring in the instrumental. I have a beat that I cooked up a few days ago that we'll be using called It's Late. So let's import that now. So we'll convert that. Once we import it, it will go to a new track. This is very important that we put It's Late on our instrumental track. The reason for doing so is that we want the mixed in key plugin to analyze what key this beat is in. So as it works, we notice that it's saying it's 98% sure that the track is in G flat minor. So once we find that out, we can activate our Auto-Tune plugin and then set that plugin in G flat minor. The next step is to select this little red triangle that's at the top of our timeline on the tempo lane. But I want to do this while the beat is playing, and I'll show you exactly why. So once I click this while the beat is playing, I'm going to actually tap on the letter T. And if you have great timing, you can do this until the tempo stops. So it's saying somewhere between 121 and 122. So I'm gonna select 121. The reason for doing this is if I want to fly any vocals, any choruses, it'll always be locked in the grid. Locking in the tempo is also a key to ensuring your delays are on time. For this next step, we have to check our inputs and make sure our signals are correct. I want to make sure that all my settings are right before I start recording, because this will save me a lot of time during the mixing process. We can also set up the amount of reverb that we're hearing, or we can set up the amount of delay that we're hearing. Since I don't want to record with delay or reverb, I can turn these off, all right? So I'm gonna show you guys one of the sneaky secret plugins I usually use. I use SonarWorks Reference 4 when I'm using my Plantronic Backbeat Pros. What this enables me to do is it gives me the flattest response possible to ensure what I'm hearing is exactly what's coming in. Now we're ready to record. At this point, I'd usually call the artist in, but we're still under quarantine, as you can see from my quarantine cut. So I'm gonna have to dust off my vocals and let you guys see what the mic really sounds like. Bruh. I'm not an artist and I'm not trying to be an artist, but I gotta let y'all hear how this mic sounds.
24 hours later.
I gotta see what I can do. It's about 5 in the morning, I'm still in this bitch. Got the top down on my reef. I got the gun in the safe. My jealous expensive my taste. You capping, I know you a fake. You try me, I end you today. Hug your mama while you at your wake. I do whatever it takes. I do whatever it takes. An experienced engineer could use a tool like this to get you a great sound that's close to what you would do in a professional studio. So this is just a very efficient alternative, and it does not replace your engineer's ears or their expertise. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.